Okay, looking at the rainbow at the end of looking at a rainbow in a storm. You know, we always talk about the pot of gold at the bottom of a rainbow. And I kind of thought in thinking about the presentation this evening, these are the best of times and these are the worst of times. You know, when I remember that, and if you want to start a business, these are the best of times and these are the worst of times. Because I remember when we first looked at this program, that we thought they were the best of times to start a business. But you know, those days we used to write checks, we had to pay accounts with checks. Those days there was no internet. We just started getting cell phones. If you wanted to go and see someone, you had to go and see someone. You didn't have Zoom calls and FaceTime and stuff like that. The only way you could meet person face to face was sit down and have a meeting face to face. So you drove a lot of miles to go and see people, to go and meet with people. Nowadays, people sit in the back office somewhere and they have an Amazon business and they can make millions apparently doing that type of thing. The only problem, of course, is that there are millions of other people doing that. So very few in the percentage actually get and make real money out of Amazon trading. So when we talk about a rainbow in a storm, I've also looked today, and today when we were young and growing up, we were vibrant. Now, and people weren't sick. Nowadays, I just see so many people are sick. And if you don't get caught with a heart attack or you don't get caught with cancer, then they're going to cut your knees off and put new knees in. They're going to put new hips in. They're going to give you a new everything. They can exchange and just everyone's operating. I've never seen so many. I played bowls this afternoon, and I cannot believe how many men have got new knees. What happened? Why is it that everyone needs to get operated on so much nowadays? So in one way, it's the best of times, and in other ways, it's the worst of times. The world's at war and all those wonderful things. Well, good evening. My name is Andy Murray. That's my lovely wife, Les, and that was us in New York. And it was, I need to say that, you know, we traveled on next weekend, Sunday, we fly off to Australia. Early on this year, we were in France for 5 weeks, this Australia for another 3 weeks, and next year will be America again. And so we have a wonderful lifestyle. We have lovely things in our lives, but it wasn't always so. It really wasn't. I remember that when we started, we had the worst of times. And our worst of times included a lot of things which were just so different and so difficult. You know, I started off and went to Selborne College here in East London, then went to Rhodes University, got my degree, selected from universities around South Africa to go and represent South Africa in a business venture in the United States, worked there for a year, and came back and started in the corporate world. That really wasn't my scene. I found that I was maybe too cocky, and I just didn't handle the politics so much and so well in the place. And eventually my dad said to me, listen, come and work for me. You know, the trouble is that when I left the corporate world to go and work for my dad, I said, Dad, that's half the salary that I was earning, you know, and they gave me a company car. You're not giving me a company car. And all these things. And if anyone's worked for their father, you'll know what I'm talking about. That you get poor. Then on top of that, my wife had been working, and then she goes and falls pregnant. Now we're having kids, and we're hardly finished having the first one. 9 months later, she's pregnant again with the next one. So they're exactly 18 months apart, these kids. And then she fell pregnant again for the third one. So it was really fun. And in this, we're trying to put a life together, trying to get going. And we couldn't think of holidays. We had no savings. I used to try and shoot fish to go and salvage and make some money. I did all kinds of things to try and make money. And really, it was the toughest and the worst of times. And yet it was the best of times. We had, as I said, we were well where things were going on. When I look at nowadays, I don't know what your story is and what your position is. But if financially it's the worst of times for you, I probably was at a worse of time. Let me explain. To me, if there was a light at the end of our financial tunnel, it was a train coming in the opposite direction. It was terrible. I could not see how we were ever going to get out of this dark hole. We ran out of money before we ran out of months every single month. And it just never stopped. And you kind of get desperate. You try and you do all kinds of things to make a little bit of money here and a little bit of money there and trying to eke out here and there. And you try and reason with your father. He says, listen, when I was your age, this is how, and we all have heard those stories. And I'm sure you can finish the sentence exactly what your father would have said. And so in that situation, we found this business opportunity. We found a pot of amazing potential at the bottom of a rainbow. And I want to share that with you tonight, because I believe that not only are finances a problem, today there are worse problems that people face. Today, the non-communicable diseases, the heart attacks and the cancers and the diabetes and the what do you call TBs and respiratory diseases are never before. I cannot believe that 1 in 5 people in South Africa are on 2 or more chronic illness or chronic medications. What has happened? It's like the whole world is closing in and we're just losing vitality, energy. You look at pictures of young people or young adults in the 70s. They were unbelievably beautiful people. Nowadays, it's just people are struggling physically. And the World Health Organization and these big CDCs and whatever the case may be tell us that 80% of these illnesses could be prevented if we had proper nutrition or proper supplements or whatever the case may be, that we need to do that. And you look at this and you say, well, health is our greatest wealth. Yes, but you know what? Finances is also nice. I also want some money on the sideline. Well, I want to tell you folks that I want to show you tonight that as we get older, I'm going to just go right past this slide real fast. It just shows that what happens in most people's lives is we start off when we're 20, 30, and we can work all day and party all night, and it's just marvelous. We've got energy to spare. And then we start having those kids, and then we've got the debt, and we've got the problems of not getting the raise. You know, you get that thing called take-home pay. The only place you can go with take-home pay is home. Yeah, that's quite right. And, you know, and you just find your energy's gone, it gets sapped out of you, your dreams get taken out of you. And then battle on top of that, you just get into that 6th stage, and now you can't even work anymore. And so what happens is our energy and our vitality is going down in life. And in the worst of days, guess what? The medical expenses are going up in our lives. And so it is a real problem that we live in today. And so we need an opportunity. Health and wealth, both compromised. These are the worst of days in many, many aspects according to that. And this is now in this year, in April 24, this stats were released that a mere 6% of South Africans will be comfortable in their retirement. 6%. That's only 6% that can therefore afford to go travel overseas, that they can afford to go on fancy holidays, can afford to go and take the family somewhere, to go and have a really nice birthday party, whatever it is that's important to you. And I really rattled me on this, because here we get taught this: go get a good education, go get good grades, go to a good school, whatever it is, and that you can go along and have a good job and be guaranteed of a 94% failure rate. Doesn't add up, does it? It's crazy. But if that's the situation, we need to take cognizance of this and say, well, what can I do about it? Well, I did. And my family, we looked at this and we said, we have to do something. I need to be ahead of the game, not behind, and not trying to be catch up the whole time. I need to want to get out of that tunnel. I want to see the bright sunshine, and I want to be able to smell the roses. I want to be able to have time to spend time with the family and to do the things we want to do. I also see that right now, we know that people are getting ill. That's the second point of my slide. The third point is, which has not just hit me in the last couple of months, is that AI is coming out like crazy. You know, just in East London recently, 800 people were laid off. And what for? Because they're going to get replaced probably by robots. Just a little while ago, there was a huge strike in America, all the dock workers. And what were they striking about? hey, people are more important than robots, because I think it was 45,000 or 85,000 people striking because they're getting replaced by robots. And, you know, so times are so unsure today. Everything is unsure. Health is unsure. Finances are unsure. You know, your future is unsure. So in the light of that, this dark storm cloud, there is a rainbow. And I really want to share that rainbow with you this evening, because there is, I believe, a solution for every one of us that'll answer every single one of those problems. This is real. Your wishes, your dreams, all of this can become a reality if under the rainbow, if you can understand what I'm going to show you this evening. You know, when we first looked at this business, they said, Andy, put up a dream chart. Put up the pictures of the things that you really want. And I didn't believe them. I didn't believe them. But I did put up a picture of a combi. Those days, a combi was a thing. We had 3 kids. We wanted a combi. But the only picture of a combi that I could find was a red combi. And would you believe it? Not that we ever wanted a red combi. Never did I want a red car. And guess what? When we got that thing, it was a red combi. We put pictures up of Disney World. And would you believe it? In 2 years, we took the whole family and we went to Disney World. And then we went again. I took my brother and my mom and their family, and we went again to Disney World. We've been to Disney World 4 or 5 times. And just at the beginning of this year, we were in Disneyland and in Euro Disney, because we love the place. It's the vacation capital of the world. But that's not important about me. What about you? What are your dreams? You see, if we have the courage to put our dreams up on the wall and say, you know what, I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired, and I'd really want to have my dreams, I want to start reaching for my dreams, then go and have the courage to put the picture up on your fridge, look at it every day and say, well, what am I doing about it? How am I going to get that thing? Because that's what we did. And we worked like crazy. I want to not kid you. We worked hard. But you know what? It gets better and better and better. Every year, my income goes up nowadays, and it's not going down. We're long past pension age, but the income just keeps climbing. Show me a pensioner anywhere in the world whose income just keeps on climbing, unless you have a business or unless you have massive investments. But you know what? When we started out, we didn't have anything to invest. So I had to put time and effort into a business to make it work. And that is so important. I read this book by Robert Kiyosaki called Rich Dad, Poor Dad. And his second book is called Cash Flow Quadrant. And Cash Flow Quadrant shows the importance of having a business system plus an investment program. Now, why is this so important? Well, you see on the left-hand side of this, people exchange time for money, and you have no leverage. The employee, you've got 2 hands, 24 hours, and they only can give so much. And you can work overtime, but it's just you and your 2 hands. You can't multiply that time. The self-employed person, the engineer, the lawyer, the accountant, and those kind of guys also work really, really hard. And the attorney might be able to have 2, 3 secretaries that could speed up the work, but it all has to end up, the piles of files on his desk just grow and grow and grow and grow, because it has to be him to do everything. And the biggest thing is, with all these guys on the left-hand side, is that you pay tax and have to live off, and your expenses are lived off what's left. That's why take-home pay is such a miserable thing. You know, when you apply for a job and you can see the salary is this X, Y, Z, and you think, wow, and we all planned how we're going to spend that X, Y, Z. And then you get this salary in they EFT it into your account, and you get it, and it's 30% less than what they said they were going to get. Now, how are you going to live on this? Because that's what they call a take-home pay. That's what's left after all the deductions. Now, the people on the right-hand side of this block box, this quadrant, are the business owners and the investors. What happens with them is they only pay taxes after they have deducted all the expenses. Because the rule is, and this is around the world, the rule is that whatever you spend in the creation of wealth is tax deductible. Okay, that works for the corporates, it works for big business, and it can work for you as well if you have a business. Better if you've got a home-based business, because the business then can claim expenses right in the place where you live. Isn't it amazing? And if as an investor, you say, well, I haven't got money to invest, that's fine. What we can do is invest a bit of time. If you can invest 10 hours a week on a system, a business system, which will grow and grow and grow and grow, you have got something really special. Oh, I'm excited. I want to just share the whole thing with you. So let's have a look at the perfect business. This is the pot of gold at the bottom of the rainbow. Number one, it's family owned. This is so, so important, because the corporates, and I work for the corporates, and I've seen the corporates, I've studied the corporates, I did the BCom, I did all those things. This company is family owned. So they don't have shareholders, and the directors are family owned people. They've been operational for the last 60 years. They are debt free. They don't need the money. I want to promise you right now. So this is absolutely so important. Your shareholders are greedy for higher returns all the time. So the profit incentive of that company means people are second, but the profits are paramount. Okay. The business offers a system that works person to person, people talking to people, persons, you talking to the friends and family and your community. This can be enhanced by AI. With all these fancy digital things that are available to us, you can multiply your efficiency and effectiveness with AI. AI can never replace you in its home-based business. It's incredible. The business also is focused on the products which are just sought out by 80% of the population, especially since COVID. People realize we need nutritional supplements. The food that we're eating, as they said in that graph, 80% of people shouldn't have heart disease, shouldn't have cancers, shouldn't have these things if they have the right food. How do I get the right food? Well, it's not possible from your local spa. It's not possible from your local supermarket. It's only possible nowadays through having a nutritional supplement, which you can have with the food that you're eating. So carry on living your normal life, but add in the supplement. It's your guarantee of a better quality of life and push back those diseases which want to encroach onto us. You need those products. And if you can get them at wholesale, you're way ahead of the game right there, okay? And then the company that offers lifestyle that has amazing benefits. Folks, this is the most incredible thing, because every year the company takes people somewhere in the world, and it's a highly subsidized holiday, which is there for you. All you got to do is work and qualify for it. And a lot of people do every year. It's incredible. Okay. If the business we understand is the company's there, and if we look at the system that they offer, because we've got to somehow benefit the company. It's fine having that benefit, the company that's operating in 50 countries. How does that impact me? How can I get hold of this opportunity? Well, I want to just explain something about the system. A, it's simple, honest, and duplicable. Simple means you don't need a university degree. You don't even need a matric. You don't need any education at all. One of the top performers in the world is highly dyslexic. He's a personal friend of mine, does an amazing job. But you know what? He really battles with all that study stuff. Honest business means you can share it with anyone. You don't, my children are involved, my parents were involved. I get everyone, because I just love the opportunity. I love the products. I love the business. It's amazing. And you know what? I tell two friends, they tell two friends, and they tell two friends. And guess what? We've got a duplicable business. It's amazing. The products are exclusive, sought out by 80% of the population. And here's the key. 99% of the people that go into Clicks or going to Discam or wherever the big supermarkets, and they're looking for supplements and something to take, they need an omega, they need a vitamin C, they need a this, they don't really know what they need. The key is they need to be taught. And that's where our key strength is. We teach people to take the right supplements and to have, and guess what? Great results are achieved. We do push back the boundaries of the dread diseases. As we've seen before, this company's in 50 countries. They do the production, they do the warehousing, they do the distribution, the administration. It's incredible the way they go. And for us, we can operate our business from home, okay, and a very small money outlay. Could you give for a business with international links? Would you pay 1 tank of fuel? It's less than that to get started, okay? The company, Neolife, that's been going now for over 6 years, in 1958, I think it is. So really, and a company that's established 1958, brilliant, absolutely brilliant, impeccable. You can go look them up on the internet and you see for any other company in the world, and you type in company XYZ scam, and you'll see a whole bunch of articles on scam. This company, in all these 60 odd years, 65 years, no one has ever accused them of being a scam company. That is amazing. You can type in Mother Teresa scam and you'll see that Mother Teresa's a scam, rugby's a scam, everything's a scam for someone, but not this company. They are the purest of the pure, finest of the finest, absolutely amazing to be supported and backed by a company with such integrity and such history. And they have a mission that's bigger than all of us. Their mission is to end the trend of poor health and poverty. The two things which are so key, our finances and our health, that put those two together, both can benefit. Then you know that you've got something special. So what do we have to do? Well, number one, use the products yourself. You're going to get them at wholesale. Number two, teach others the benefits, because once you take them, you will feel the difference. You will know the difference. And I'm going to ask a couple of people just to talk about it later on this evening on the call, and they can give you their personal testimony. I don't even know who I'm going to ask, but we'll pick up from there. And if I teach people about how good they are, I tell them my testimony, and from there on, we duplicate and we just keep on doing the same thing. Let me explain this thing to you again, okay? What the company does is they take the product from the factory to the end consumer. Just us, it's you and me. You use a product, I use a product. We get healthier, we get more energy, we get more vitality, more vibrancy. That, instead of that curve going down into the tired and the sick stage, it comes right up again with energy, vitality, and just an amazing zest for life once more. It's incredible, absolutely incredible. And everything is natural. There's no synthetics, no chemicals, no drugs. That can probably, I'll prove it to you. Okay. But what they do in this process, cut out the middlemen. And when you cut out the middlemen, that's like your advertisers, your retailers, the transporters, the reps, the shoplifters, okay, and all the rest of it. All of that means that there's a huge amount of profit that is being lost to the normal chain of people. And therefore, we can buy directly from the factory, means you're going to buy 20%. Like a Take-A-Lot, it's cheaper. Only this is even cheaper because you're buying directly from the manufacturers of the product, not just a warehouse. The next thing is there's also enough to pay a commission, a volume rebate. So the more people I talk to, the more people that are linked to me on this whole program can go along and create a volume at the end of the month. That volume qualifies for a rebate. I always tell the story that when we ran the family business, we sold cement, and we sold cement at 2-3% markup. Cement you cannot make profit on. It's terrible. But at the end of the year, based on the tonnage that we had done, we got a rebate, which was hundreds of thousands of rands. Thank you very much. So we cut the price all year long and then got the rebate. So it's standard business practice. Only in this business, the company says we will give you 20 and up to 25% more can be yours based on volume. So the harder you work, the more you get paid. Simple, okay? What a lovely business system. Let's look at the products for a second, because it's so important that we understand that as well. We understand that since COVID, there's a global increasing demand for nutritional supplementation. People realize that the food that is dished up to us doesn't have the nutritional value anymore. I can do a whole seminar on that, and I do, but that's not for tonight. And we can prove, and I can tell you where those weaknesses are and why those weaknesses are. But this company produces not only the food supplements that fill up the gaps that are missing in the food that we get. Number two, they produce the pharmaceutical standards, which mean every tablet is the same strength, which means that they are pure. There's nothing, there's no synthetics, no chemicals, as I've said before, no drugs, no nonsense, no bad things in there whatsoever, no toxins in there whatsoever. Scientifically validated and published in peer-reviewed scientific journals. This is massive because the company has taken the time to be the leaders in the world of nutritional supplementation. So to do that, you've got to work with universities around the world. And not only have they've created their own scientific advisory board, that board links up with a network of universities so that all the research done in the universities comes back to them, and what they have got, and as they produce the products, that becomes open source to the universities. The universities go along and do the research. In one instance, the American government took this up and did the research and came up with the most astounding results, which were published in scientific journals. You understand how important this is? This is very, very few companies are at this particular level. We have got access, and that's what is exclusive to you and to me. So what do these products do for us? Well, slow down the aging and increase your vitality, as I've said, boost your immune system up to 37% in 20 days with a natural product. Protect against heart disease, all your heart problems and ailments and things can be sorted out. High blood pressure, low blood pressure, cholesterol, all these things can be sorted out nutritionally by putting in the right nutrients. Remember, that's what the CDC and the department, the World Health Organization said right at the beginning. 80% could be prevented or alleviated or whatever by having the right nutrition. We're getting the right nutrition, we're pushing it back, and all this blood sugar, blood pressure, everything gets pushed back. Naturally, it is the most incredible breakthrough in nutritional science. Products for weight loss, products for sportsmen and sportswomen. They also have, just as I put this in our extra, household cleaners, personal care, and facial care products. You know why? Because that's what we use every single month. So they are consumable. So every month we use them, every month they must get replaced. It's an amazing business model. I just want to put up a couple of people that have used the products. You might recognize these faces. Guess what? These guys were playing in the World Cup. They won the World Cup. Do you think their blood was tested before and after the game? Of course it was. And the Olympians, do you think that when they went along and swam and did the things and they were on the products, do you think that they were tested? Of course they were. And our products so pure that even the top sportsmen in the world can use them. And so can you, and I do too. It's amazing. So let's have a look at a summary of this. I believe that the 2024, the ideal business must cater for personal health and cater for our income. And it does that, okay? Person to person, time is money. And our business is about teachers teaching teachers to teach. And when you do this teaching and you invest this teaching and people go along then and use the products, feel the difference in their own lives and start using it over and over again, the volume in your business grows and you get that 20%, you get the 25%, and the income starts going from 5,000 to 10,000 to 20,000. There are people earning over 100,000 Rand a month. There are people earning over 200 and 300,000 a month. There are people who are getting million Rand checks at the end of the year. You can see the photographs of these things. It's truth, it's happening. So whatever it is the size of the business that you want, the market, ending the trend of poor health and poverty is bigger than all of us. You can earn whatever you want. It's amazing. But because we fill and we're filling a gap, a global nutritional gap accentuated by COVID to end the trend. 80% of people are looking for it. We've got to have a locked-in market that is absolutely amazing for us to have. Only one company in the world offers a guarantee to end the trend of poor health and poverty. Only one. And tonight you've been offered the opportunity to register with that company, to get the products at a discount, and to prove it for yourself. And I want to tell you now, once you've proven it for yourself, I was talking to someone overseas last night, And he was just saying, I'm happy to be the guinea pig. I said, that's exactly what I am. That's exactly what we all are. And you know what? As a guinea pig, I'm the most excited guinea pig because it works for me. As a kid, I grew up taking antibiotics every 3 months. I was so sick. I just never could recover. My chest was so weak. Do you know that I haven't had an antibiotic now in 25, 30 years since I've been on these products? They work. So let's move on. That wonderful company, Neolife. So there is a rainbow of promise tonight for you. There is a rainbow of promise. There is a pot of gold. Is it simple? Yes. Is it easy? No. There is work involved. There is going to be 10 hours a week that you need to commit to go along and just say, hey, I'm going to build my business. You don't have to do anything. It's your business. But this is the recommended standard. So this is the opportunity for you to become an independent Neolife distributor. You buy it from the company, but the company says, hang on a second. We understand some people want to build a business. Some people don't want to build a business. Whatever your choice is fine. Okay. But to me, the important thing is get out of the products. It's just so important to test and see for yourself how this stuff works. It's incredible. So what are the options available? Well, first of all, you could become a retail customer, just as you are right now. Stay as you are. Talk to the person that invited you and say, hey, listen, what do you suggest that I take? And you start off with a Tree and N or Pro Vitality Pack or something of that nature. They'll explain it to you. And get them. They will deliver to your door. Try the product. After 30 days, come back and tell us what you see and feel. I want to tell you right now, you will notice the difference. Option number two, you could become a Neolife member. Now, this is special because the company has links, which the person that invited you can send to you a link, and you could register directly with the company, buy directly from the company. So maybe the person that invited you tonight is living in town A or country A, and you're in another country altogether. Well, that's fine. They'll send you a link. You register with Neolife, and you can draw the product directly from them, free. There's no registration charge or anything like that, but it's free to register. Then you get exclusive access to all the products. You will also get a bit 5 to 10% discount on the retail price. There are courses that you can do, which are nutritional and personal development, and there's fun events and stuff like that. So yes, there's a benefit for you on that one. Or number three, and really, this is my heart, please consider becoming a Neolife distributor, because once you've used the products and you feel the difference, you're going to say, hey, I want to tell my friends, because it works. It's amazing. You have sore knees and you take the full motion and the knees feel better. You have you take the omega-3 and all of a sudden that also helps with arthritis and sore fingers and things. Whatever, I can go on and on. It's amazing. I'm not going to do the product side of things. Talk to the person that invited you tonight. But as a distributor, okay, not only do you use the products, but if you're going to be talking to people about the products and you're going to be sharing the information and teaching people, Neolife will pay you because you're helping them on their mission to end the trend of poor health, wellness and poverty. You'll have your own nutritional startup business. You put it in home. I'm sitting in my home right now at my desk. This is my office. This is my business. And we're operating right now in 20, 30 countries around the world. It's amazing, okay? So you can earn a part-time or a full-time income. Start part-time, put in your 10 hours. They will explain to you how you do that and what you have to do and all the rest of it and all the tools that you can use and all the teaching aids that are there. It's so amazing. It's all done. This is the best of worlds because all the stuff that we had to learn when we started is available to you in mass. It's all there for you. You shop at wholesale prices from day one and get 20% off the retail price. And then that global nutritional that Neolife compensation plan means that you can get that extra 25% from production or wherever product is used anywhere in the world. They total it all up and they count it to your benefit. Isn't that amazing? Absolutely. You see, with computers, they can do these things nowadays. It's incredible. And then, of course, the incentives. There's cash incentives. There's travel incentives. Get a hold of it. Do it all. Have fun. Get recognition. You know what? In the corporate world, they don't recognize you enough. In this business, they're hungry to give you recognition. It's just amazing. It's lovely. Leadership, you need to be a leader because we're going to grow and talk to people, work with people, and they will do the training. It's all there for you, and it's all free. All the training is free. Amazing stuff. And then also the exclusive access to the products. You get your own complimentary website, you get fun events, you get the business education, because understanding how business works is just so important that you can maximize the benefit of being on that right-hand side of the quadrant. Isn't this an amazing opportunity? Surely this is the best of worlds to live in, because you can operate today from home, starting your own business. So let's fact check. Number one, would you agree with me? Times are getting economically tougher. AI is not helping. Their job's not so secure as what it was before. So we need to take an action about that. Would you agree with me? Jobs are getting scarcer. True or false? Would you believe that only 6% can sustain a lifestyle after retiring? They don't have to go and mow lawns. They don't have to go and do some other hobby thing, sit at flea markets. Is that true? Would you say it's true that chronic illnesses are escalating? Are more people sick today than ever before? True. All of this means it's the worst of times. But in the worst of times, people are breaking free. There's more income, better health, better lifestyle. People flying around. On Saturday, Sunday, I fly out to Australia. I'm telling you now, that plane will be full. People are going on holiday. Why not you? Why not you? You have dreams. And now you have an opportunity, a business opportunity as well. And why not? Why not put the time in, put the effort in, put it in for your people that you love? Do you know that if I die tomorrow, my children have a business which will continue even for my children and my children's children, because this company's been going for 60 years already. Grandkids are benefiting from the grandparents' activities. And that's really it's what we all do. It's so important to leave a legacy for your family. This is all embodied in this business. And so all I'm asking is choose tonight to start your own nutritional startup business with Neolife. Become a distributor. Join us and let's do that. I'm going to flick back now and get on to stop sharing and have a look. And thank you that you're all there still. That's absolutely amazing. And I'm going to ask Dr. Ruby. I know Dr. Ruby hasn't been here for very long in the business, but already she's used the products, and perhaps would like to say a couple of words. Ruby, 2-3 minutes max, why you love this business.
Thanks so much for catching me on the spot again, Andy. I'm Dr. Ruby. I'm working in East London. I love this business. The reason I love this business is because it's synthetic, it's biodegradable. There's nothing toxic in it. I've studied overseas. I've done a lot of research with regards to holistic approach to medicine. And when I got to South Africa and realized the crisis that we're in, and the crisis that the country is actually in, working from rural areas to private to government, I realized that we need a holistic approach and we need a multidisciplinary team to actually manage people. And this is what I'm trying to build here in East London. And hopefully, with the guidance from the person that had referred me, I will try to build on that. And I've got physios involved, I've got a dietitian already involved, I've got a biokinethist involved. And what we're going to try to do is build up a multidisciplinary team where we get patients actually off medication and rather onto whole supplementation that has no side effects, like Andy has said at all. Everything else, I can attest as a doctor, comes with a side effect. Even your Panado comes with a side effect. Go today, go and read your side effects of your Panado on your list. That's all I tell you.
Thanks, Ruby. Lovely. Really appreciate that. I'm going to just pick on Colleen. Are you still there, Colleen? I know that you've used the products a little, you're just brand new as well. These are brand new people. These are not, I can give you one or two of the old ones as well just now. But Colleen, would you like to just tell us why you love this business? Colleen? Okay. All right. All right. Siatolo. Siatolo is up in Botswana, and it's very difficult, different market, different country, different all sorts of things. Siatolo, can you unmute yourself and just say a couple of words as to why you love this business?
Sorry, there's background noise here. Sorry.
Okay. Are you gonna? Okay, you're out. Okay, Juma. Why don't Juma's in Tanzania and has been going for some time, and tell us just in 2 minutes why you love the business.
Right. I love the business because it has given me freedom. I'm just wondering right now, and I really don't know where I would be without the business. I'm now retired at the age of 55. About 18 years ago, they said I was too old to work, so they basically fired me. I was just a young man. I was an IT manager all my life at BP, the oil company. And most people expected me to go look for another IT job, or maybe open an IT support center or something like that, or somewhere to supply IT equipment and stuff. But I didn't do that. In fact, I wrote a circular at the office as I was leaving to say, guys, I will not be opening an IT support shop. I'll be working on my Neolife business. And that's what I've done. So this business has allowed me to have financial freedom. I do not depend on anybody. And that is really a good feeling, you know, when you don't depend on your children for finance. And it has given me good health. I came in on the health side of life, looking for better health. I got it. And I've been healthy for the last, I don't know how many years, I can't count now. But that just assures me a happy life. You know, when you're healthy, then you're happy, especially if you got some income to support you as well. I also love the fact that I can help other people, you know, just to see somebody you pick up and you show them how to become healthier or how to become slightly more financially free. It gives you a good feeling, especially when that person stands on stage and they give their testimony, and you know that you were involved in that journey of theirs. So I think, in a nutshell, those are some of the reasons why I love the business. Thanks.
Thank you so much, Juma. I really appreciate it. So, folks, that's us tonight. I can go on, and everyone has a story. And one day I hope that you have a story, and that you can stand on stage and give your story, and or stand even on a Zoom call like this and just say, that, you know, this is what happened to me. The products will work. The business works. It's absolutely fantastic. And come along with us. Let's go and walk the beaches of the world barefoot. That's always my dream with all my team. Thank you so much. Talk to the person that invited you. Get that link. Let them tell you just how to get registered. And yeah, let's start the business and get it rolling. There's lots to learn, lots to do, and lots to experience. God bless you all. All the best. Cheers.